Yay! Okay, so I have had a lot of challenges coming up. Besides the fact that my lighting sucks, and it's a pain in the neck right now to get to my lighting, simply because my ankle has been really gotten a workout. So I do have some things to work on this week. You'll have to pardon my lighting since it's not the best. So at least you can kind of see me in the shadow. Ooh. Anyhow, I'm a bit late today, partially because I had technical issues. I did not realize all this technical doodad stuff. Anyhow, so I have had to deal with some work challenges, and I've also had some reminders this week about fibromyalgia and how I actually got started. You see, way back when I got started with this fibromyalgia issue, I started showing signs. My story actually goes back to 1996 when my kids were ripped away from me. Um, so that was the onset of it, and it gets very traumatic, and I may just take one moment to share about it, not this time though. But my body went into complete shakes and uncontrollable. Well, how it brings this up is that I've seen a few questions about this, and the best way I can explain it, and I think I explained it last week as well, is that I'm feeling more. Imagine ant bites. Imagine pricklies of acupuncture needles. Although some with fibromyalgia acupuncture needles do help, in my particular case, I felt the acupuncture needle and bounced. It hurt so bad. Um, so what happens is that sometimes your body can go complete numb, like fatigued, like unable to move, unable to function. I forgot about these feelings until this week with the surgery. I've been in recoup mode, and it's really brought a lot of things back to memory. Having a hard time to breathe, definitely one of them. But I know I discussed that last week. Um, anyhow, having a hard time with functioning, having a hard time just feeling fatigued, and that's what I've been dealing with this week, is feeling fatigued and feeling pain. But what I remember is that you have to move, no matter what. In fact, I talked with several doctors this week. I'm feeling so frustrated, and one of them was like talking with me about dealing with the health issues and so on. And I said, you don't understand. With fibromyalgia, it hurts, and you have to still move, but they're telling me I can't move. They're telling me not to move for 3 to 4 hours. But to be able to get better, I have to move way more than that. And he said, I am well aware of fibromyalgia. I have diagnosed it for over 40 years. Now, some of you might think that that was like no big deal, so you might find that very interesting. For me, I found it profound. I remember as a child back in the 80s that a friend of mine, her mom, had fibromyalgia and was diagnosed with it. And I remember how she hurt so badly, and she just wanted to love on the kids, but it hurt so bad. She kept moving even though it was so painful a lot. And so I guess that my point is there, that you have to move no matter what. And that's what I made myself have to do, is I shifted myself and I moved myself even though it hurt. And when the biting, I felt the bites and the running and everything, I moved and I rubbed, and in those cases, when I felt the bites, I rubbed on it. I rubbed on it like you would like rub off an ant. off of you. Just very gentle, not very hard, just rub it off. And it helps to stop the biting and the tingle feeling. So that was a bit of a help there. But in the process, I am sure I am not the only one who has had to deal with bills piling up during surgeries or during this crisis that we went through, this pandemic that we're still in recovery over. With fibromyalgia, it becomes that much more difficult. I've discovered a creative side, but I'm struggling with the creative side as well. So my point there is that with work challenges, what I'm looking at doing is not on this live Q&A call, but doing actual presentation of work from home jobs that are not requiring a set schedule, not requiring a set anything. Basically, you're in charge of everything, or things that you just do basics on your own. I've got a few that I'm looking at investigating in and then doing a report back. I would love for you to comment below and tell me if that sounds interesting. And maybe you're watching this and you know somebody with fibromyalgia and you're just watching this, sounds interesting to you. Please comment down below. I also have workups I've discovered through this whole process that fibro and ADHD, oh my Lord, they are quite the combo. Yeah, the ADHD like a floating butterfly, and then fibromyalgia is like, leave me alone, don't touch me. You become your own worst enemy. If this sounds like you, please comment below and let me know if you would like more ideas to work with the two of them combined together, as well as with the work part. So, the other thing that I have looked at doing, and it's just been inspiring to me, is doing inspirational, motivational wall art, apparel, blankets, clothing, and I'm talking things that we as fibromyalgia sufferers can handle on us, around us, because like many others, can't handle heavy clothing, can't handle scratchy, and even some textures of clothes still come off as scratchy. So something that's smooth and silky, like Microsoft microfibers. I found that I have actually liked those, and they don't hurt. And I know many people who feel that pain. So I'm also working on a course here, not a course doing it myself, but on a course to help people with fibromyalgia to be able to live a blessed life. And fatigue busting, and it's meant to, to help with a blessed life. I'll leave a link below. You let me know if you're interested. Or if you can't figure the link below, just comment that you're interested in the comments below, and I will respond as well to that. Now, I'm going to end here real quick, on a quick question that was quite profound. And as a fibromyalgia sufferer, I have had to, and I'm in recovery. We're all in recovery. We're just, either of us are at the beginning of the recovery process, or in the middle, or we're just continuous. And, we've got it to a low to no pain life, and we're in continued recovery. Those who say they don't have fibromyalgia, I just like to wait to see until they have something stressful come up to happen to them, and then ask them if they're still completely gone. Anyhow, so the question that was asked to me, if you had $10,000 a month coming in, no need to work, And that's why I said fibromyalgia sufferers, if you have $10,000 coming in and no need to work, what would you do? Would you go out and share with the world? Would you write a book? Would you create things and share with the world? Would you read, and if what you read, what would type of things would you read? I'm just giving you examples. I'd be curious to know what your answer is down below. And what I'm looking at doing here, also on a different time, different day, is I'm starting to do some reading myself. Wow, I'm really not well on my oxygen today. I'm going to be doing some reading and then processing the information and sharing the information that I have received in a way that can help us, grow us, teach us, so that we can be better people even though we have fibromyalgia. Now, what I was going to share real quick is that I forced myself to move my legs. I forced them to move. And sometimes I have to use my hands to do it. But I forced them to move, and I moved my hands, and then I forced my feet to move, starting with my toes, because I couldn't move my toes fairly on last Friday. This Friday, I'm able to not only move them, I'm able to even move down to the middle of my foot. I can't move everything in a splint, and it's really good and solid because it's in surgery and recovery. But because I know the fibromyalgia can take over, it can. In fact, it's tried. The fibromyalgia has tried to take me down. It has. And it's reminded me of exactly what's going on. And so I've had to move my toes, and I've had to move my feet, move my legs, and keep everything functional so I don't get stiff, so I don't get to where I was back in the early days, living in pain and fatigue in bed, unable to move. So I just thought I would share those little tidbits that I figured out. I'm getting a creative juice flow. Also, if you're on on TikTok, I'd love to know if you're on TikTok. Let me know, because I am on TikTok as well. So I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. I'm posting fairly regularly, and I'm going to be starting to share a bit more about the things that I'm up to, like helping others to live a low to no pain life. So I hope to hear from you soon. I've been struggling quite a bit to get things moving this week due to the surgery issue and not being able to move around like I normally do. So hope to see you soon.